After so many great years in the Premier League, I think Mo Salah's time has come to an end at Liverpool. So today we're doing something really difficult. We're going to find a replacement for Mo Salah. So I broke down 10 rumors that I've heard recently, and we're going to find the perfect fit. We're going to do that into a tier list. So let's dive in. I generally think that Mo Salah has played his last game. It looks like a farewell game, and I don't think that I don't see how Salah is part of the plans of Arne Slot going forward. So yeah, let's try to find a replacement. The first name on the list is Yankubu Minte. Wow, Minte, a player that Slot is familiar with because he's worked with him at Feyenoord, where he had an astronomical season. I think was about 16 goal involvement in 37 games in the Eredivisie, where he was on loan from Newcastle. Actually, Newcastle couldn't take him back because of the PSR issues, but a really great Premier League winger, really fast, explosive, an athletic monster, someone who will fit in what the Premier League is trying to build, like so an athletic league. He's a really good athlete. I think he's a good candidate. I've seen a lot of rumors coming for Nyakumu Mite in the recent months, in the recent transfer windows. We know that Liverpool was interested even when he was rumored to Brighton, but he chose stability, chose game time, and I think that was a great move for him. Now, would Nyakumu Mite be a great fit for Liverpool? For me, look, in January, uh, I will put him in great fit. I'll put Yankubu Minte in great fit because he's playing for Brighton. Brighton are a selling club. They could sell him, but will they sell him in January? I don't think so. I don't think they would sell him in January. But if they do so, the fee will be hefty. But I don't think he's the type of player that my Brighton will reclaim 100 million. I don't think he's that flashy yet to be valued at that price. But I think the potential is there. Arne Slot knows him, so think he would be a great fit. Another player that I think would be really a top fit is Rodrigo. Rodrigo, I really do think Rodrigo is Ballon d'Or level. I won't forget his first match I saw at Santos when he was 17. I really saw that this guy has something special. I know that Rodrigo, with a bit of game time, he could become a Ballon d'Or candidate. I think for a guy even like in to about 250 games with Real Madrid, he has scored 65, 67 goals. That's not bad. Eden Hazard, for example, in the Premier League, he's played about the same games and he has about 70, 75 goals. And Eden Hazard is a legend in the Premier League. So Rodrigo's numbers at this young age in a Real Madrid team where he hasn't played a lot, for me, they are decent numbers, but the potential, that's where I think Liverpool would be investing because I think Rodrigo has proved it that in the moments where it matters the most, the moments where everyone are waiting for top players, like in the Champions League, for example, he's there, he has proved it. And I think really Rodrigo, if he accepts to move on, which I think he doesn't realize yet that at Real Madrid it's not gonna work, it's impossible. If he accepts it and respects himself and fights for a move elsewhere, I think he could generally be one of the best names around. That would require his effort, but I think it would be really a great fit. I think he has the capacity to put maybe not as such out great output as Mo Salah, but I think he has the talent. He can score those important goals. He can be the main man. He has everything. He has everything. For me, I'll put it in perfect fit, and he can play on the right even if he prefers to play on the left. So for me, I'll put him in perfect fit directly. Another player that I think would fit perfectly Liverpool, I think, is Michael Olise. Michael Olise on that right wing, that would be a dream move. And I think it's an English player, even if he represents France. I think we all think he's gonna come back in the league, but uh, I don't think I genuinely don't think it's realistic. I don't see in a world in where Bayern Munich sells him. I don't think that that also Michael Olise wants to wants to come back to the Premier League yet. I think he has consistent minutes in the Bundesliga. He's respected in that league. He's getting more and more and more recognition. And what would be the point of coming back in the Premier League already? So for me, I think it's unrealistic, even if it would be a dream move for Liverpool. What about Bradley Barcola? He's a huge talent. Anyone who watches football knows that Bradley Barcola is a great talent. But for me, there is a lot again missing from his game. For example, the consistency, the finishing. Uh, he was rumored to a move this summer because he wasn't happy to being like the fourth choice in that attack behind Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Doué. Uh, so he wanted to move on, and I genuinely thought he could leave to a club like Liverpool or Bayern. He was rumored to leave. I think there is a competitor in him, but when I see him watching the nonchalance with which he plays with, I genuinely don't think he's made for the top elite level. And when we're talking about a more salary replacement, I think you genuinely want more. So for me, for now, what I see about Barcola, and I think especially in the January, I don't think PSG would sell. I think it's impossible. So for me, that's unrealistic, and I don't think it's the right profile. So I'll put him unrealistic here. What about the next player on the list, Antoine Semenyo, a physical monster again in the Premier League. He has started well this season, 9 goals in his first 10 appearances, all competition this season. Then I think he had a slip in his performances I think he hasn't scored or assisted in the last 9 games, 9 games. But I don't forget the player he is. He's an incredible player. He is the best two-footed player in the league. Last season scored with as much as the left and as much as the right foot. He can play on both wings. He's athletically, he's a monster. He's press really resistant. He would fit in that Liverpool team. He would fit in what Liverpool is trying to do. He can either play as a left wing and bring competition to Cody Gakpo, or can take naturally the most salary position at that right wing. For me, I prefer him off the left. I think that's his best role. I think he has played also like 60% of his game time at left rather than at right, if I'm not wrong. Uh, but I think Antoine Semenyo is the next big star winger in the Premier League. So a team's gotta do it. And also at 65 million pound release clause, I think every club should jump on the occasion. It's not every day that you see a player with this talent, with this quality, that price. So for me, I think a move in the January is literally inevitable for Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth have already found his replacement. So I don't think they will pose a problem. So for me, I think Antoine Semenyo to Liverpool would be a perfect fit. Honestly, I think he could bring maybe this Liverpool attack to an extra level and who would perform well in Liverpool. What about another player that I really love watching? It's Antonio Nusa, the Danish winger at RB Leipzig. He has started this season well. He's the starter at that left wing role. Can also play at the right. Has often played at the right. Uh, he's really talented. He's talented. He's a magnificent dribbler, ball carrying. He's really good. Could he be the Mossad replacement though? Because when we talk about Mossad, we have to talk also about his output. Could Antonio Nusa level up his output? I think he has potential. I think he could become better, especially in a better team. Uh, how much would also Leipzig ask? That's the question. I think Antonio Nusa would be a great for competition for Cody Gakpo, but I don't think he would be exactly the type of player that would be a more salary replacement. I think no, I think he's also better off the right, so off the left. So no, I would go for another profile. So for this, I would put it in the wrong profile. What about Morgan Rogers, one of my favorite bowlers in the league? If you haven't watched my videos I made last season about bowlers that I would love to watch in the Premier League, go watch it because I talked about Morgan Rogers. And this season he started off bad, and people were telling me, you overrated Morgan Rogers. He's just overrated because he's English now. Now speak, because Morgan Rogers, he's back, he's starting scoring, and he's for me. If you watch him, what he does in the game, he doesn't need even to score to have a great game. This is the type of player that the eye test is so visible that he doesn't need output, but he has output, and I think he would fit in this Liverpool team amazingly. He's pretty resilient. He's the best for me ball carrier in the league. There is no questions asked. Has great talent. I think he would take a home ground role. So for me, there is literally no downside on Morgan Rogers, but there is one negative effect about Morgan Rogers, that I think he plays in the same zone as Florian Wirtz. For me, he would have been a great, 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 great signing if you hadn't signed if you hadn't signed Florian Wirtz. I don't believe that Morgan Rogers is a winger. Even if he plays off the wing, he starts off the wing, but he's attracted to that uh, 10 role, also those central roles, and that's where Florian Wirtz is playing. And you have both Florian Wirtz, who's also a generational talent for me. So you've got to keep continuing trusting Florian Wirtz and go for another profile. So for me, that would be just the wrong profile. What about Jarrod Bowen? What a player he is, by the way. Jarrod Bowen, player that I think would have fit in that Liverpool team coached by Jurgen Klopp. I think he was rumored to Liverpool a lot when Jurgen Klopp was still the coach. I still think he's one of the best non-Big Six uh, PL team player. I think his output is ridiculous at West Ham. We're talking about a guy that has almost scored, I think, over 70 goals in that West Ham team. He didn't play in the best West Ham teams always. But the issue here, I think he's the player in this list that is the closest to Mo Salah. There is no questions asked. But I think the problem where is the age. We're talking about a guy that is turning 29 in December. If you're moving from Mo Salah, who's 32, to go from a player who's turning 29, like, where is the upgrade? Even if the quality, again, it's there, I think he would bang goals. He has proved that he's a Premier League proven winger, but the age, for me, that's where it's not. I think it's unrealistic for me. A player that is having a breakthrough season. If you haven't watched his games this season, you have to go watch him. A player that I really love watching, Yan Diomande. He's rumored to Liverpool for an astronomical fee, 100 million, and I think that's the only fee possible that Leipzig would let him leave, especially in January. He's having an incredible season. We're talking about a guy that's having 11 goal involvement in about 15 games. Uh, he's incredible. He has the pace. He's a dribbler. He's really efficient in front of the goal. For me, next season he's already leaving Leipzig. I don't see a word in where he stays at Leipzig past this season. Again, I think he scored a hat trick last game. Go watch his hat trick. Honestly, it's incredible. The goal catalog he has, it's incredible. I think he is, for me, one of the next big wingers to come, and I think he will move to a Premier League club. Would he be the right profile for to replace Mo Salah, though? I think yes. I think yes. I think he's a superstar. We'll see him also during the AFCON, how he will do with that Ivorian team. But in January, replacing Mo Salah, it's really unrealistic. I don't think Liverpool will pay a big fee in January, and I don't think he will move from he will he'll move to another league in January like that. I don't think so. One of the last players that I love watching also in the Premier League, for me, I think he is the most skillful player in the league right now. you have to enjoy watching him. It's Iliman Ndiaye. Iliman Ndiaye, what a player! I've seen some rumors linking him to Liverpool. He's been playing off the right this season, even if he's a left winger initially. He's playing off the right because of Jack Grealish on the left. Uh, but I think this is unrealistic. I don't think Everton would sell to Liverpool in January, and if they do so, the fee that they would demand would be a lot. And for Iliman Ndiaye, I don't forget his past experience at Marseille. I don't forget how he performed when the pressure was huge, when the expectation were huge, when he was playing for the club he loved. So, so I think Iliman Ndiaye still needs an intermediate level or another extra level to play to play for like a top team. Uh, I still think there's some. I think there's still something to work on, but this season he's having really a good season. 6 goal involvement in the league. Uh, he's going to the AFCON also with the Senegal. I want to follow. I think he could. I think that Senegalese team could win the AFCON, and the Dimanja Injay would be one of the names out there. One player that I love to watch, and I think he would also progress in a team coached by Arne Slot with better players, but I think it's just unrealistic that Everton sells. And if Everton do sell, I think they will first consider other offers than the one at Liverpool. So here's the final tier list. For me, the perfect fit will be Rodrigo and Antoine Semenyo, especially that I know Rodrigo Real Madrid will sell in January or whatever because they don't consider him as a starting or a starting player or an important player. So for me, I think they would sell. And Antoine Semenyo with that release clause, I think he's a player that will move this summer. So guys, out of these players, who do you think will be the best Mo Salah replacement? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you're not subscribed, subscribe for more football content, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.